Good afternoon. Hope all is well. The 2022 season is finally here. Our guys have worked their tails off to get to this point. Our coaches have worked their tails off as well. These guys are excited. We just need to make sure that we handle today so we can take care of business on Sunday. With that in mind, I'm all ears.
Coach, as a former player, do you still have the same excitement for week one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you can't get excited and bring energy for for week one, I mean, why do you do this? And I always tell guys, this is the best that you're ever going to feel. You know, after this week, we'll find out if you truly, truly love the game because you'll be exhausted and tired, and then we got to play again on Thursday. But, yes, fired up, excited. Those jitters never leave you, but you just want to make sure that you're doing everything under the sun so we can go out and be as efficient as we need to be.
Coach, you have a lot of youth in your unit as well, and the other two coordinators who are in here were talking about the unknowns of having such young players. How do you feel about them going into week one, and then after they get week one under their belt, how do you kind of, game plan from there on out?
Well, first of all, we have a very experienced coaching staff that's done an outstanding job of working with these guys. And the unknown is the unknown. So the thing that I always tell our guys is, ideally, we would love to be perfect in everything that we do. But perfection is not reality. So one thing I want to see is how our guys react to adversity and how we handle those situations. Because there's ebb and flows throughout the course of the game. And the thing is, if we can weather those storms, we're going to find a way to grow together and be successful. But the thing is, we just need to learn how to manage our emotions and also to manage your expectations, thinking that you're just going to go out and beat everybody, every single play. But at the end of the day, just making sure that our temperament is about, hey, you know what? We're going to line up and play this next play to the very best of our capability.
Something that's well talked about is like the Andy Reid opening script. Do you see even 20 years later an added excitement for the initial opening script of the year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first 15 is always something that we discuss, and everybody's always fired up and excited about that. So I've had an opportunity to experience it as a player. I've also experienced it now going on my 10th season of working with him. So it's always something that we're looking forward to. But on top of that, we're just ready to play. We've had the OTAs. We've gone through where we had the little break. We've gone through training camp. We've had the preseason. Between that last preseason game and this point has felt like an eternity. So now it's about going out there and giving these guys a chance to go out there and be the best that they can be. But right now, we just have to make sure that we're giving our guys the best game plan so they can go out there and just play up to their ability and just have fun while doing it.
You guys have had about as much turnover in recent years as you've had at skill positions, right? With now Tyreek here and some new faces coming in. I don't know what the right word is. You tell me. Is it unknown, apprehension, mystery? I mean, what the offense is actually going to be for a four-quarter game in an NFL regular season game without having him on your team and with the new faces?
Well, here's what I will say. We got all five of our guys coming back on the offensive line. We still got the quarterback right behind the center. So, and we still got a future Hall of Famer at the tight end position. So I think that we're pretty set at a lot of areas. On top of that, Clyde has done a hell of a job this offseason. He's had a heck of a camp, and so we're excited about him. So, yeah, there are some new pieces and new faces. I think our leadership has been good, and these guys have basically done a great job of teaching the younger guys and our new players how to basically be a chief and how we execute and what is the standard and how we perform and how we handle and conduct ourselves, whether it's on the field or in the classroom, all right, or whether it's in the weight room or the training room. So I think our leadership has been good. Now, there's always the unexpected things that happen. And just what I was just discussing earlier, you want to see how your team is going to handle those adverse situations, okay? How are we going to weather through those storms? And then, we're really going to find out what type of chemistry we have. Because when it's all said and done with, yes, we would love to go out there and go 17-0. But that's just being unrealistic. The thing I want to see is, can we play as hard as we can and as fast as we can by having a sense of urgency and a sense of purpose and one play at a time. And if we can do that, guess what? I like our chances.
You mentioned that every running back up is going to have an opportunity to touch the football. It sounded like maybe three. We know Clyde's going to touch it first. How do you and Gilu, as the game goes on, determine, okay, maybe it's time for Jet or Isaiah?
Well, you know, going into this, we always find a role for all those particular guys. And the thing that you just want to make sure is making sure that everybody's having an opportunity to get in. Why? It presents different issues to the defense. It's all about creating matchups, making sure that we can take advantage of certain situations. So, yes, who's ever up, those guys are going to play because they all bring something different to the table, and they all can help us to be the team that we need to be.
Coach, you mentioned reacting to adverse situations, and you get a pretty good Arizona Cardinals defense this Sunday. From top to bottom, I mean, what stands out to you the most about the Cardinals D?
You know, there's a number of things. First of all, it'd be unjust if I didn't mention this, but they're led by a great defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, who's a former teammate, and we have known each other for well over half our lives because we went to college together. He does a heck of a job. He's done a great job since he's been there of getting those guys to rally. Obviously, just like anything and everything, it starts up front. I mean, they got a number of guys up front who are playing some great ball. You got J.J. Watt, you got the Marcus Golden kid. Obviously, they got a young kid here who I watched in high school play, Isaiah Simmons. They got the big kid, Zaven. I can't think of Zaven's last name, number 25. I mean, this team is impressive. You got Murphy in the back end. You got Mr. Buda Baker. There's a number of guys who have done a lot of good things. But these guys obviously have been with VJ now, the group up for the most part, for about 4 years. So we know that they're going to come ready. These guys are excited just like we are. And plus, they feel they have something to prove. Well, so does the Chiefs.
Coach, when you have so many new players at wide receiver and your scheme with all 5 of these guys doesn't exist on tape right now, how exciting is the game planning when the Cardinals, they don't know what to expect so far?
Well, and that's the thing that we discussed. So, yes, nobody knows what we're going to do, right? So the same thing on the opposite side, you know, just like I tell our guys, communication is the key to any successful relationship. We have to do an outstanding job as a group of over-communicating with one another, whether it's verbal or nonverbal. Because why? You know, we're getting up to the line of scrimmage. We got to be able to make our calls and checks to give ourselves the best opportunity, okay? So just like them, I mean, there's some things that they're going to present to us that we haven't prepared for. And there's some things that we have to present to them that they haven't prepared for. But when it's all said and done with, as long as we're going out there and playing fast, okay, and we understand exactly what we want to do and how we need to do it to get it done properly, I like our chances.
Coach, I'm asking this because they just texted me at work. Legalized gambling in Kansas now, the state of Kansas, and I'm told from a producer that Mahomes MVP is going off the charts. If you had $1 to bet, how about putting it on Patrick Mahomes?
Let me say this, bro. The gambling stuff, I'm not even going there, okay? So I have no idea what all that entails, and so I'm just going to leave that alone.
Anyone else? Thanks, everyone.
You guys take care. Thank you. Crazy.